Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck Spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at a Kiwiinbacon creation. It is the Murwock Shaman. Kiwiinbacon, one of the premier content creators out there. If you haven't checked out their stuff, please go over, check them out on YouTube, check them out on Twitch. But what they've got here is something that looks really fun. We've got a quest Shaman deck, a Murloc quest deck. Which I certainly haven't played for a long time, at least since Call the Finishers was around, and that was kind of one of the best ways to finish this quest, or to make sure that you could finish the quest in a reasonable time frame. I guess the main concern with a lot of these quest Murloc decks is that Murlocs are inherently quite an aggressive strategy, quite a glass cannon strategy as well, and oftentimes by the time you've played 8 to 10 Murlocs, you're probably hoping that your opponent's dead, and that completing this quest might not actually save you. It certainly gives you a second wind, but that's why we see a lot of these these priest Murloc decks or these mage Murloc decks. They rely more on making sure that you can get the minion damage in early and then use reach to kill your opponent. That's certainly something we could do within Shaman. We could start cutting these quests, cutting these cute parts, play lava bursts and lightning bolts and things like that. But instead, Kiwi's gone for a bit more of a later game strategy. We've only got the one Murloc Tidecaller in here. We've got a nice thick selection of 2-drops, 15 2-drops in here. And then we actually go all the way up to Hagatha and Shudderwock. Shudderwock is an interesting one here. It repeats battle cries like Murloc Tidehunter, like Gentle Megazord. So it's kind of, I guess, another way for us to pull the trigger on kind of a big effect. If we've finished our quest and we've played Megafin, we can also repeat the Megafin effect. So maybe it's just the case where the late game strategy of just mega-finning your opponent two or more times is what we're going for. A couple of interesting cards in the deck. There's a Mana Tide Totem in here, which usually I would say Mana Tide Totem's a very slow card for an aggressive deck. We don't really like playing it. It's okay in decks like Burn Shaman, where we have a lot of reach that we can draw, but usually in these minion-based decks, it's a very anemic 3-drop. It might draw you a card, but usually it just loses you value on board. However, with the us not having a lot of great options for Murloc plays that produce multiple Murlocs, it does feel like we are going to have to naturally draw quite a few cards. Obviously, Ice Fishing and Murloc Tasty Fin does help us get to that 10 Murlocs played, but I think maybe Kiwi has kind of seen here that they need to draw a couple more cards to make sure they can make the quest happen. The other really interesting card in here is Cryostasis. Certainly not the first card that I would lean towards when playing a deck like this, and not a card that we've played with too much. I do kind of like the idea of cryostasising up a Primal Fin Totem or a Murloc War Leader, just making them big, hard to remove with damage. But it does seem a little bit strange, so we'll be keeping our eye on this Cryostasis, probably the most out of all the cards in the deck. And we want to keep in mind that we don't have any single target removal here. There's no lightning bolts, no hexes, nothing like that. And we could very easily just cut these 2 Cryostasis for 2 pieces of removal or something like that. Maybe some silencers. So this is definitely the first card that's on the chopping block for me, but I hope it's better than what we think. I always love being proved wrong. I love it when our opponents or us manage to show off the power level of a really underused card. So let's hope that Cryostasis is better than what we think. Other than that, we're certainly we're going to hope for some wins, but with a deck like this, I think it's just going to be fun to explore Quest Shaman. I think it's going to be fun to explore some of the RNG moments, and hopefully we get a big Shudderwock off because it looks really fun. But without further ado, let's jump into some games and have some fun. Okay, here we are up against the Priest. Now this is a really interesting situation. I'm not sure if we should keep the Bluegill Warrior. I don't think it matches up very well against any Priest deck. Any turn 1 Northshire Cleric, any like Loot Hoarder, Dead Ringer, anything like that. I think it's pretty bad. I think we might want to actually mulligan for cards like Ice Fishing or Murloc Tasty Fin. Even just like like a Tidehunter or a Primal Fin Totem would be, I think, significantly better. So let's go for that. yeah, okay, Burlock is a totally acceptable 2-drop. And we even got the ice fishing as well, so kind of like how this hand is shaping up. I think this is part of the deck that is probably a lot more nuanced than anything else. Is, do we try and get aggressive on board?
Is someone injured?
Or do we go for ice fishing? And try and play a bit more of a later game? Sure. We'll go for the Burlock here. Get some damage in. And maybe next turn we can drop the Rockpool Hunter, buff these two boys, and go for a trade. When I used to play Quest Shaman, the earliest I can remember finishing the quest is turn 6-ish. That's pretty quick. I mean, once again, with Call the Finishes, you could really, like, if you hit 2 Call the Finishes, you could finish that quest on turn 4 or 5, probably. But we don't have anything like that in the current standard. I think we might go for the Gentle Megazord here. Let's try and go for our Poisonous or something. Because even if we buff one of these, it's still only 6, so... Do we just go face? It's a lot of damage. 14 damage. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go face. Our opponent could have like Coin Mass Hysteria here. But Mass Hysteria could go pretty poorly for our opponent. Could also go very well. I think it's highly likely to be a full clear.
I must consider.
Coin Hysteria? Yeah.
Unity.
Ooh, Coin Zilliax. I think if they did have Coin Hysteria, like, we were going to get dunked by the Hysteria regardless of if we trade into this Northshire Cleric or not. Like, yeah, I don't think we care too much about our opponent drawing some cards off this Northshire Cleric right now when they're on 14 and we have 14 damage in play. Oh. Yeah, alright. Alright, Master Spell. Yeah, see, they have to go for the trade anyway, so... So they did already coin Mass Hysteria, so we know that there's not going to be... There could be another Mass Hysteria, but we're not going to get Psychic Screamed. So I think maybe just going for Tidecaller War Leader. Let's try and get as much damage as possible in. Put our opponent to 3. Got to be careful about... against Priest these days. Can pop off at any time with Divine Spirits and your fires. Yep. Fortunately, he didn't have enough mana there too. The new War Priest is pretty insane. That's true. I guess we...
You have been.
I guess my... I haven't been seeing a lot of Divine Shield, a lot of combo Priest, especially at these kind of ranks lately, but that's totally something that we should have considered, that, you know, our opponent was... what? Divine Shield. Even if they coined Divine Spirit Inner Fire, we'd still be on 2, right? Because they could only do 28. But yeah, it was a interesting game. You know, we managed to beat our opponent without actually... I guess we did cast 1 Ice Fishing, but we kind of see that the deck does have potential to, you know, apply a lot of pressure early on, and doesn't have to play that later game. So, interesting lesson. GG's, well played. Alright, here with the Murwock Shaman. And similar to the last game, I'm not sure. I think Tidehunter's very good, but maybe not so great against Priest. I think we want to send this Cold Light Seer back and either try and find a higher impact card, or try and find our Ice Fishings. So I think we'll send that back. I think I'd be more, if this wasn't a quest deck, I think I would be more open to keeping, you know, those Cold Light Seers and things like that, because we generally can acquire a critical mass of threats a lot earlier. Sure. Go for the Tidehunter here. This is definitely a hand that would look a lot better if it was Bluegill Warrior, Burlock, Ice Fishing. A little bit better, I think. And if our opponent's trying to Mind Blast us to death, I mean, we can basically guarantee a turn 4 or 5 Mass Hysteria. Oh, splash so big. And the Holy Smite. Alright. So given that we drew the 2 Tidehunters, we're actually pretty likely to finish this quest at a good click. I only need 2 more Murlocs. Weak turn here. I think we'll definitely just play the Tasty Fin if our opponent's setting up a Mass Hysteria. Now, did we figure out if frozen minions attack during Mass Hysteria? We figured out that, like, 0 attack minions did, but do frozen minions?
Unity, precision, perfection.
Your opponent doesn't want to take out the Tasty Fin, but it has the best body. It's a pretty good draw. I don't think we want to expose it to our opponent just yet, though. This is, if we buff this, is it better against Mass Hysteria? I mean, I will say that the game plan of trying to Megafin your opponent multiple times is pretty good against Psychic Scream, like decks playing full Psychic Scream, full Mass Hysteria. Probably gives you the best shot against those decks. Yeah, so with that buff, is it... Because if we'd put it here, then... Like, this only trades with... This would trade with anything. This dies to anything but doesn't trade with everything. Mass Hysteria and math is hard. I don't know if our opponent is AFK or if they've Alt F4'd or something, but I mean, I guess. Not really interested in extending more onto the board.
Quickly.
See if our opponent is still here. Seems unlikely. I mean, part of me wants to say that, like, our opponent might have DC'd here and that they are highly likely to have, you know, a Mass Hysteria, we could have even done it too. They are highly likely to have a Mass Hysteria or a Psychic Scream or something like that. But another part of me also says that this smells like they didn't draw any of those cards and just rage quit at the prospect, which I also totally understand. If you, they shadow visioned early and they just never hit. They could have just not hit either of those spells in their first 6 draws. So, yeah, I guess GG. Who knows? Okay, here with the Murwock Shaman up against a Hunter. Ooh, this one's tough. This one is real tough. Bluegill Warrior is kind of okay, kind of not. It's a very good card against like a Naked Scavenging Hyena, trades with the Crackling Razormaw, but unfortunately trades with most 1-drops as well. Dies to every weapon that our opponent can play. I think we will send it back. Hagatha, probably good, but I don't think we can keep the quest and another brick in our hand. Like, playing with 2 cards doesn't seem very fun. Opponent's got the turn 1 Diamol. Yeah, playing on the coin against this is just brutal. Okay. Secret is not so bad. See if our opponent has like an Eaglehorn bow here. No way. No way they're thinking about like kill commanding this. No way. Ah. All right. All right. I gotta head out. Tommy Wave, lots of chores to finish up tonight. It was fun watching your stream. Be catching you again later. No worries, Funky Monkey. Everyone wants to give drop some stay wavies in the chat for Funky Monkey. And of course, anyone on YouTube, definitely go check them out. Check a couple of the decks out that we covered of theirs last week. Fantastic stuff.
I wonder.
My desktop version of Hearthstone won't load ranked or casual games, but it will load solo adventures. Does anyone know how to fix that? I've never had that problem before. That sounds wild, though. Alright, opponent here clearly trying to bait us into some kind of... triggering some kind of secret. Let's just go in with the Tidehunter. Got some snacks. And freezing. Venom Strike. Oh, okay. That Venom Strike is pretty dangerous. That Venom Strike's really dangerous.
What to do? There is little time.
As much as it pains me to do that, I really don't want them to have, like, say, a flanking strike and to be able to keep that Cobra around for a while. This is pretty bad. It's really bad. Alright, let's just ice fishing, find some burlocks. Oh, there we go. Alright, no Rexar. No whammies. Spellstone would be also pretty bad. I think our opponent is guaranteed to have something very bad for us right now. I tried uninstall and reinstall and it's still not working. I don't know, send Blizzard ticket. That does sound really strange. Make sure your drivers are updated as well. Could also be like a BattleNet thing or something. There was a BattleNet update when I jumped on as well, so there's the Spellstone. Oh, that other War Leader is tight. How are we going to do this?
What to do?
Alright. So what battle cries have we got under this Shutterlock? We've got 2 Rockpool Hunters, a Burlock, and a Tide Hunter. Rockpool Hunter. Okay. My opponent's got secrets out the wazoo. How? Okay, so we can complete the quest next turn. So we kind of tested for secrets a bit wrong. A little bit wrong. Okay. Don't think there was a way for us to goof that up anymore, but we definitely should have dropped the War Leader first and attacked. Get that trade off. Then we'd have an extra Bluegill Warrior around. Murloc Tide War Leader's still going to take damage off the explosive. We are going to have a double Megafin game here. So let's see if we can outvalue. I mean, they're not in Rexar mode yet, Deathstalker mode yet, so I think... Okay. Do we play the Tidecaller or the Dreadscale Knight? Let's go for the Dreadscale Knight. We just want to get something out of our hand here, I think. But yeah, that Cryostasis helps protect this War Leader. We don't have to go for an attack where, you know, going for face is actually quite risky.
To my side.
Dog. Okay. War Leader down. a lot of Nightmare Amalgams. Ooh, even gets the trade-off on the Megafin. Come on. Weird, okay. I guess that's an extra face damage. Yeah. Trade.
Time moves quickly.
We need to go for the Tide Caller first there. My bad. So we missed a trigger off of our Tide Caller, but I think that's okay. I also get to add a Primal Fin Lookout battle cry to our Shadowwalk pool. Which ain't so bad. Alright, Tundra Rhino. Freezing, sure. Have another Burlock trigger. These two Nightmare Realms, Getting that that hit off with that Dreadscale Knight, the buffed one, for that extra 3 health was really tasty. I think the Tasty Fin would approve. A pity that we don't have any Gentle Megazord battle cries in our pool. I think if we had 1 or 2 of those, I'd definitely consider going for the Shuttlewalk. Okay. Dire Frenzied Leox. Not the worst thing to have to face down. Especially if our opponent's not getting a trade off here, we can slam the Burlock to the Scavenging Hyena first. Alternatively, we could go attack face Hagatha. Trigger this, see what's up. Wama. Okay. Our opponent's probably like, what is this deck? Did this guy just play a Hagatha in his Murloc deck? He knows that it kills all the Murlocs, right? Unfortunately, we've also added the Hagatha battle cry to our battle cry pool. Zul'jin! Alright. We got a game. Oh. Alright. Opponent's probably got all those Leox. Oh, dang. Hey. Full Christmas tree. A lot of full wolvies. It's a big wolf. Where did this Huffer go? Face. Right on.
My curse on you!
Oh wait, Shadow cost 9. Uh-oh. Oops. I don't know if I thought that Rockbiter cost 1 or Shutterwalk cost 8, but I think we've goofed it. Yeah, we've definitely goofed it. Yeah, we definitely goofed it. We needed to play that Shutterwalk.
This time.
Even then, I'm not sure if it would have... we'd have to get pretty lucky to beat that Solution, I think. But that was kind of the last of our opponent's gas, and we would have had a full hand of Murlocs. So, unfortunately, we are not so tight on our play today. But yeah, that would have been really good to see how that game panned out. We just totally goofed it. Oh well, these things happen. Don't take it too hard on you. We all goof. Happens to the best of us. GG's. Well played to our opponent. That was a tight one. Okay, up against the Priest. I think we'll keep our Unite the Murloc, our quest, of course. And our 2/2 drops here. Nice selection of 2 drops. Oh, fantastic. All we really need is like an Ice Fishing or a Tasty Fin, and very happy. Opponent doesn't have a Northstrike Cleric, which is very good. Potentially lets us get this Primal Fin Totem out, maybe draw a couple of cards. Hopefully they don't have like a Fire Tree Witch Doctor here. Just the Shadow Visions. Now they have the real choice of, do they take Mind Blasts, do they take Mass Hysterias, which route do they want to go down? So last time we had this, our opponent had Spirit Lash and Smite. Nothing like that this time. Definitely trade this Murloc off here. As much as it might reduce our Bloodlust power, these 1/1s are kind of a liability against a Priest that has so many ways of removing them, so best to get our value out as soon as we can. Do we want to play the Tide Hunter? Makes us a lot worse against Mass Hysteria. I think I'm just going to go for the Totem, as the Tide Hunter lets us kind of restock, as it were. I mean, Mass Hysteria could also go horribly for our opponent if, like, the 1/1s bump into each other. Okay. Not the best Ziliax or the worst Ziliax. We could go like bump Tide Hunter Cold Light Seer. Yeah, let's do that. Quest complete. Okay, well, opponent, do your worst. Got it working? Nice. Nice one. I mean, look, they gotta do something here or else this Bloodlust is, I mean, that's 21 damage on its own. Plus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is lethal. Ziliax.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Where's he going? Nowhere. That guy has Rush. He could have killed us. Opponent with the curious plays. We could Bloodlust here. I think we just want to go for the War Leader, though. No need to hero power because we're going to get a Murloc. You could still Bloodlust. We could. We could still Bloodlust. Not a very strong Cold Lights here, but I just want to empty up our hand for this Megafin. Yeah, we could have Bloodlusted. I guess the issue is we're still trading two things into that Ziliax. But maybe War Leader has a higher value. Okay, opponent's spinning their wheels. I guess they're trying to upgrade a Spellstone. Sure, let's just get some extra damage in. How's the selection? Not so great. Cold Lights is... Oh! Oh! That's pretty cool. This is pretty cool too. Can we break through with Bloodlust?
What to do?
And the Blue Ghoul Warrior?
There is little time.
Not the greatest, but I guess at least we clear off the big things. If they have the Resurrect, then they have the Resurrect. We just got to try and keep aggressive. Murwock Shaman. This is definitely the least Murwock Shaman deck. This is the fairest Murwock you might ever see. Nice. Megafin rides again. Okay, how do we want to do this? Kind of want to play both of these Cold Light Seers this turn. Maybe we just go for one of them.
What to do?
Maybe they don't have the spell stones. Maybe this is like... This wouldn't be Cloning Gallery. No way you can run like Oakheart Cloning Gallery. It's a pretty good selection of boys. I think we're gonna get OTK'd. Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna die next turn.
I wonder.
Oh no, we should have gone for the redemption and tried to roll the taunt totem. That's what we should have done. Crack this thing's Divine Shield, doesn't matter because our opponent will probably have Divine Spirit in Fire, and this Moshog Enforcer is going to devour us, to say the least. Yeah. There we go. So unfortunately we couldn't push through there. Master Oka. Pretty good one. GG's, well played to our opponent. Let's take a look at the deck. I mean, there were a couple of things, like admittedly the Cryostasis, the one turn that we did play it, was quite good. I do think that between the Ice Fishing and the Murwock Tasty Fins, plus the Tide Hunters, I mean, it could have just been the draws that we were getting, but it does feel like this Mana Tide Totem is a little bit out of place. And also, I wasn't too much of a fan of these Cryostasis, but I think everything else feels okay. Maybe the Hagatha is a bit too much. Especially not... Like, maybe we could be building this deck more towards just Shutterwock being having a bit more high impact. But I guess Hagatha is a good out against, a lot of Hunter decks and things like that. But it could be the case where we could drop the Hagatha, the Mana Tides, the 2 Cryostasis, and instead play a bit more of a fair game. Play some, like, Lightning Storms in here just to slow our opponents down. Maybe get some single targeted removal in here, like a Hex or something. While still keeping the deck fairly aggressive. Flame Tongue Totem would be a slam dunk in here, but it does feel like we're trying to play a bit more of a slower game, but maybe by taking out that Hagatha we can speed things up. Regardless, let me know what you think about this deck, the Murwock Shaman deck. What do you think needs to go into it? Do you think it's needs more spells? Do you think it needs to be a bit more reactive? Do you think they should abandon the late game and just play a more bloodlusty Shaman type of deck? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, all the links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. You can go check out Kiwiinbacon stream, as well as their YouTube channel as well. Please go check that out. My name's Tommy Wave. You can catch me on Twitter at Tommy_Wave, or right here on YouTube at Tommy_Wave, as well as Twitch, Tommy_Wave on Twitch as well. Until next time though, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and enjoy yourself a spot of fishing. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.
Yeah!